Okay, so within this environment here, I've created what would be the same thing as the CERN chamber, which is going to be nothing more than bouncing light. In this case, I have red, green, and blue. Red being in the first position, green second, blue third, and then at the end or the target, I have the gold or the yellow. Okay, and that's the target. Speaking of gold or yellow, all of these then are the mass and density of the target material, which would then be gold. Okay, the rest is just to show you movement. I'm going to go ahead and follow this guy, the blue, which is going to be actually the third ball in the system, starting from the left, going from left to right, being 1, 2, 3, the target or the door being the 4. I think you'll find this interesting. Down here I have speed and acceleration for each of the 3. Then I have speed and angular velocity with speed and velocity, and speed and momentum for the target. And that's to show you some interesting results. This, of course, being in the area of the flat earth sciences, right? So anyways, let's fire off our CERN. Oh, and just so you know, so how you know how this CERN chamber works. This, if I showed you, it would be, think about, let's say, magnets. It's going to be directing these single molecules, which are all at the same density. Okay? They're confined in a chamber with no way out other than the direction I'm sending. Okay? They will be moving at terminal velocity, whatever the velocity of this chamber allows. Okay? And then these have been set to zero friction. That means they will not then be slowed whatsoever by this confinement. They will in fact slip right down the tube without any interference. So this would be then creating what is called a vacuum environment. Alright? And fire it. I'm going to fire it at full speed first, just so you can see how quick it is. Then I'll slow it down for you, because you will see something interesting here. Alright. Shoot. Okay, first thing you noticed was that blue went into chaos first, green went into chaos second. 1 is still slowing down. It's way up there. The speed and angular velocity of the yellow, which was the target, which moved, as you noticed, from position 4 to position 1. Okay, what else did you see? You noticed that what used to be in position 3, the blue, is now still in position 3. The green, which was position 2, is in position 2, and what was in position 1, or the red, has now switched to position 4. That being the 1-4, or the 14-7-7, or the Lucifer's gate idea. Looking then at the center, at the idea then of the light created, that space is then the area of interest. Okay? Notice this guy right here, the red man, the number 1. I think you'll find this very interesting. Okay? Okay, what I've done is I've slowed down the simulation speed from 100% or real speed to just 0.4% or 0.40% of that speed. I'm going to go ahead and show you this angular velocity and speed, because this, before I show you the green man or the red man idea, you know, the red green man, that goes into the same idea, the 1 2 3, the 1 2 making the 3, the 3 3 making the 6 or the cube, the 6 into the 8, the 6 cube corners having the 8 points. Okay, so please keep an eye on this, and I'm going to fire it again at the slower speed. Go. Okay. So then you see the same setup we were talking about. You see this happens first. The blue is the first one into tune or chaos, bringing the rest in with it. Notice this though. In fact, I'm going to bring it up to in fact slow it down, I should say, a little bit once it comes into tune. Once the red comes into tune, thus making the machine or the red man. And in fact, I'll bring that up so when you do see it come into tune, you'll see the structure I'm talking about. Here's 100%. So it comes in faster. Notice here that this is the snake eating its tail. This is you notice it goes back and forth. It's not actually going anywhere but back and forth on this line. And I'll get to the numbers being that they are the numbers of the deception. This is the snake eating its tail. This is the infernal loop I talk about. This is the Jacob's ladder being lit. This is the eternal flame. This is the fallen light. Do you see now that this has created the planes I have talked to you about in the past? And right in the center is the man, his legs, his arms, his head. That would be then the idea of the green man, in this case the red man, the idea of the man of the earth. Okay? Now the green man would then be the fallen idea or spirit, which this guy then wants to inherit, and then that would be the idea of the fallen spirit of this, and now this would be the green man or the idea of concern of Isis. Let me move down this so you can start to see it, and you'll see it in there. Now you'll start to see it in this area, the stars being formed. Okay? Alright. So you gotta get it right at the right section. There you go. And now you can see them being formed in there. Okay? And that's going to be the fallen spirit idea. If I smooth it out, it's going to be the left and right brain, the idea of fighting yourself, always in contention with yourself, because this is a fallen idea. So then, once again, if I show you, slow this way down, okay? Notice it's creeping along the bottom, right here, and it goes back upon itself, moves forward. This is a radiance of a circle now, remember that. We're talking about it going around in a circle, and then to its max potential before it feeds back onto itself. Okay, we're right at 6. Now we're at the 7. Then feeds back into itself to remain for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9, 10 is the extra 2. Okay, that didn't make that loop over. So you can see that this machine just doesn't end, right? Just flips back and forth, and as you can tell, as far as time goes, you're looking right in to the area of time, right there between the 23, right there into the death. Now I want to look into more of this green man idea. This green man idea. yellow concern. This is the, you look to the light of the world, you get the green man concern. Alright? And then let me show you where this shows up. This shows up in the $2 bill, which I noticed. I went down and I turned it, being that I've noticed people have looked at these flat, but when I turned it like this, I'm trying to cover, make sure you can't, there you go. I saw what looks like a guy playing a piano from the back, almost like a demon, just kind of the angel in the whirlwind. And in order to show you that is in fact what I saw, right there you can see his head, almost like an Iron Maiden type of album cover.
So I turned and rotated this.
Anyways, I'd like to go ahead and show you
the
1776, the spirit of 1776. I'll show you 3 distinct spiritual type ideas or entities. First being the idea of death. You can see it if you look all the way back. This will be the skull, and then these 2 long planes here. Please look at this from a distance. Will make your skull and crossbones. Okay, with the idea of the above being the arch above, and then the idea of the sacred heart being the crown. Now going into that picture, you can then see that this plane makes a mustache. Below the mustache you can see the mouth, you can see the chin, you can see the nose, the eyes, the eyebrows, and then the face would be right in this area. This would be making up what looks like a hat, to where you can almost see through it to the dome of the head. That would then be your Lucifer character. Alright? I'd like to show you, much like on the picture. Oh, also I'd like to show you this area. Think of the Liberty Bell. Do you see that shape? That's the shape that would go to the top of a bell. This would then be the bell hanging. Of course, Lucifer Bang Bang is the fallen heart. Do you see that heart right up there? Alright, now let's look into his chin, which is just like on that pet goat movie. There's another entity in the chin, isn't there? You'll see it here. There's going to be the eyes, 1 eye, 2 eyes, bright. As you can be, a nice X nose, a nice devil's mouth with a devil's goatee. I'll pull it back and you can see that the devil, of course, is in the details there. You can see him looking right at it, right there. Okay, that's his face. Alright, and you can see it's the 3. Alright, so you have the one that contains the 3, and now you want to find the woman, or the 2, or the concern. She's easy. Her legs are here. That's between her legs, our opening, or the opening into the world of concern. She's laying back. That would be her chest area, her arms back, and her head being yet another heart. And you can see that would then be the woman laying back in the 3rd dimensional space. And you can see that is on the 3rd plane. The 2 into 3 leading into death. Pull that back and you can see it plain as day right there, with a devil-like feature or creature shadow looming over the top, almost reminiscent of a Rosemary's Baby in a way. You also have another dualistic womb, ovaries picture here representing the reproduction system. Alright, so anyways, that's that, and that's what's on the $2 bill when you spin it, and that is what is the 1776 code. And I found that again by taking my bill and turning it, taking a picture of that hole, I lit it up, took a picture of the hole, then spun that image, and it created this. And that shows you everything you need to know. Alright, to free yourself of the system, just put your faith in Jesus Christ and be out. You're given the Comforter and you're given the truth of all things. Have a great day. So then in conclusion, you can see right there in the back left, Satan Saturn, the bell ringer is right there with his hat. I've gone over that with my 911 Echo. I just took a basic $2 bill, I folded it into 3/4 because that seems to be the number they like. And then you saw the result of that. It's all about numbers, colors, and creating codes, man, that will make stories you believe.